A story from Portugal. In today's video, I will be sharing my story being in Portugal from the perspective of a photographer. Let's begin, shall we? From the steep hills to the colorful architecture, Portugal is Disney World for any photographer, and for both cities in today's story, it's literally 10 times better than Disney. Portugal is a memory that I'll remember and cherish for as long as I can remember. So my time starts off with landing after flying from Valencia across the Iberian Peninsula, as I started off in Lisbon, where I arrived a bit late, so I slept in order to wake up early and catch a glimpse of what Port Lisbon has to offer. To go get a coffee and a pastry, just to keep me fueled for the morning. Throughout my morning, I was able to capture some amazing and colorful photos from around Lisbon, overlooked at a yellow building, gazing at the vibrant colors around the city. Through the morning in this calm city, I was able to get a lot of steps in from the warm atmosphere. This actually is probably from a design and architecture perspective, but this intrigued me a lot as I enjoy basic concepts of architecture. So the tiles on the walls on many of the buildings in Lisbon and in Porto are to serve a functional and aesthetic look, as well as a source of protection from heat, moisture, and it also has a sense of cultural heritage to Portugal, as it was introduced by the Moors in the 15th century, and that it was a style of art from the azulejos. I'm pretty sure I messed that term up. It was basically Arabic for polished stone. The iconic colors in Portugal, which are commonly presented in a few of my photos, which are blue and white, which also are common colors for these said tiles throughout most buildings in Lisbon and in Porto. During the day, I walked so much, only taking the train from my hotel 2 stops over from the city center. For those who visit Lisbon, be prepared for the hills. Don't worry, as the views above are amazing and photogenic for anyone with a camera, which I was fortunate to get enough photos of from my time in Lisbon. Sadly, during my visit, the Remo Deliado wasn't running during the days I was there, but I still managed to get up the hills quite easily. And in this photo, I strolled down the hills as I captured this view, as I wanted to stop for a drink just to cool down on a warm October afternoon. So from the wonderful colors and just being behind the lens, seeing that. In the next photo, it was a late afternoon as I walked to the waterfront just to catch a glimpse of a bar where I went to earlier and just to gauge the tides hitting the banquet wall. The upper floor of this building just had an intoxicating yet feel of brightness that I couldn't get my eyes off of, so I did take a photo of it. Well, sadly, as my time in Lisbon closes, I was able to catch a quick photo of the canopy at the train station while I awaited my train to Porto. The canopy reminded me of spider webs, which I thought looked pretty cool while I had to wait for my train that morning. After my 3 or so hour train ride, I arrived in Porto. I had to wait a bit to check into my hotel, so I left my bags at the front desk and took an afternoon stroll to explore the city. While I started to get my feet around in Porto, I was willing to walk around in amazement from the stunning views from below, as most of Porto is on a hill, obviously. And in a few of my photos, it shows that the views are just amazing to stare at. In my next photos, I was also still mesmerized by the architecture and the aesthetics of the city, just how Lisbon was for me. And my brief history lesson from earlier. Other photos I have from my first day in Lisbon were just capturing more tiles on buildings that still remark the architectural beauty of Portugal. In my second to last full day in Porto, I took the liberty of renting a bicycle to explore the city along with fueling myself with Dorda and pastéis de nata, which pastéis de nata are an abundance if you're in Portugal, as I'd buy these little snacks for like €1 to €2. Through my bike ride, I was able to capture more amazing photos from being here. The only downside is you to have a ton of energy for the hills. So as my time in Portugal comes to a close, I spent a little bit of my last evening enjoying the local cuisine, along with going to a park at sunset, where I got to catch a view of a few buildings from behind a fence. And these photos just give me a somber sense of goodbye for now, but I'll be back in the next time. And the thing too is the atmosphere and the welcoming nature of the Portuguese is something that I'll never forget. Obrigado. If you haven't yet, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. It'll help go a long way, as I am more passionate about sharing my stories from behind the lens and my other creative pursuits. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Peace.